Hey, Shell Bell folks. I have a recap of over the weekend's 2-day St. Patrick's Day festival. Now, it definitely was not what I expected or my girlfriend expected the outcome to be. However, we are definitely blessed to have the opportunity to be vendors there. But let me tell you, I definitely spent way more than what I got back. The event was a very costly event to be a vendor there, y'all. Yeah, you have to pay for, I think I told you before, but I'll recap it again. You need to buy your permit for the health department. You have to cook in a commercial kitchen. You have to pay for the event. And you have to buy your products that you plan to sell. And then I had extra with the Easter baskets, y'all. So it definitely was not as profitable as I had wanted it to be. But we were able to gain networking opportunity to be able to vend at other vending events that are coming up during the summer. But my overall sales of the event was definitely under than what I expected. And I definitely did not sell but one of those Easter baskets, y'all. So me and my vendor friend, we definitely gonna have to go do some parking lot pull up and start setting up for these Easter baskets to get sold starting this weekend, because most people have their Easter baskets for their kids the morning of Easter, the night before for sure. So they're not out looking for Easter baskets on Easter 95% of the time. The kids already got them already. So we were just discussing that earlier today, that we trying to figure out the schedule on when to go out there and break out them baskets and get to selling them, because we got to get our money back. We put too much effort in making them baskets, and we are definitely not going to let them go down the drain. Now, my girlfriend baskets, hers with the coffee and teas, she can sell that stuff for Mother's Day. But for me, my baskets are clearly geared for kids. And so once Easter comes, nobody's not going to want those baskets. So I definitely going to try to sell them. And sell them as much as I can. Thank God I got the receipts, y'all. And I know exactly where I got some of them big toy items from. But I'm trying to sell them. I already got some pre-orders. A couple people already called me for some orders, but the orders is not going to be enough for all the baskets that I have. But I'm grateful for the pre-orders, that's for sure, though. And they're ordering 5 and 6 baskets per phone call, so that helps. But I still have a lot more baskets. It was funny on Sunday, the day that I didn't bring the baskets up there to the event, a man wanted 3 baskets exactly alike for a girl and 1 for a boy. And I said, oh my God, I had just took all these baskets home. So I was not going to return all those baskets back up there on Sunday. And I'm glad I didn't, because yeah, folks were celebrating St. Patrick's Day. I wasn't thinking about no darn Easter baskets. I thought it was a good idea, but it didn't work. That was definitely a bust, y'all. But just for that event, I have faith that we'll be able to sell those baskets, because they're beautiful baskets. It's just people wasn't thinking about no Easter baskets on St. Patrick's Day. So I definitely will keep that in mind, not to do that one next year. And me and my girlfriend also thought about not going back to this event next year, because it wasn't like the previous event, like she said last year. It was definitely a bust, and the parking was terrible coming out, and we were too busy and too tired to film when it was time to leave. And the parking was just terrible. We had to park miles away and blocks away. And it was a nightmare getting out of that parking lot. So I don't think I'll be running to sign up for this event again. And then they had the audacity to want to charge 10% of the commission of your you already paid to be there, okay? And they want to charge you 10% of commission. And so I just think that's kind of out of pocket. When you already done paid your fees to them, I think that's kind of double dipping a little bit. I think so. That's a little bit of greed. And so, yeah, they asked for 10%. They want the honor system. I honored them. I gave them some money in the envelope. Now, that's the best I could do for them. They got some money. It's okay. You could continue to crunch on your chips, my love. My girlfriend all backed up. She crunching on some chips. That's my vendor friend. You gonna be okay. Crunch, crunch. Yeah, it's that wine you're drinking back there. Got her munching on some chips. Anyways, hey, live and authentic. Nobody ain't got time to play. It's the real. So listen, y'all. We had a ball. We really would have thought we would have made a lot more money, but it is what it is. They had a full-blown carnival there. And sometimes when they have the full-blown carnival there with the rides and stuff, you kind of, they have the vendor people like if you're at Disneyland, you know what I mean? With the funnel cakes and the hot dogs and the cotton candy. And it's like, and then they have those people in the front gate when people first walk in. So naturally, the kids are running towards the big vendor event. So by the time that they get to the little people like me and the rest of the 150 people, the parents then already tapped their pocketbook out. And so the rides were like $50 per wristband for the kids to ride. So like I said, by the time the parents get to us, they're pretty tapped out. And that's something you have to really think about when you pick these events to be vendors, because now I have another one in May where it's going to be another kid carnival action, but I told the organizers to put me up front. So you really have to communicate with these organizers and have them have your booth up front, you know, when you first walk in the gate, before they be definitely not way in the back. Because like I said, the parents they're tapped out by the time they get to you. And yeah, their money is kapoosh. So by the time they come to you, they're telling their kids, no, they've had enough. And it's kind of not fair for the vendors that are in the back. But what can you do? You hope that people will walk around the whole fair before they start spending money, but it's human nature. You're going to go for what you see first because you don't know what's in the back. You know what I mean? And so you just stay prayed up that you get sales, but it definitely was a bust, y'all. It's hard to even say if I broke even, because even though I'm going to break down what I made, I still feel like it wasn't nowhere near what I should have made. But once again, the networking of getting to know new people and signing up for upcoming events, sometimes you have to weigh it out. Whew. That's why we're going to be out there hustling this weekend with these baskets, because it was definitely a loss, y'all. There's no better way for me to say it. Sunday sales, do you think Sunday sales was better than Saturday sales?
A little bit, but I mean, it just wasn't a good. It wasn't a good event.
Yeah,
And
they had this like run walk thing. Like these people were they were doing this run walk marathon, and so there was hundreds of people. It was potential for sales, but can you imagine getting up, walk, running at 7 o'clock in the morning? You're not going to be bringing your purse and wallet to go buy stuff after you didn't got up 6 o'clock in the morning to go run. Heck of cold weather. You're not going to hang around and go buy stuff. So I don't know. I just didn't really like that part of it. You got a couple people, runners that came through that bought stuff, but most of the people, they went running, and after the run they went and ran their butt to their car and cut out. So that definitely was a huge loss. And we had to get there extra early on Sunday because of that race, so that took up a lot of parking for the vendors, and you had to have a lot of patience on Sunday, that's for sure, y'all. um yeah, and it was extremely colder on Sunday. The weather was very cold on Sunday, and yeah, the hours were still the same though, right? 10 to 5. Yeah,
yeah,
10 to 5. But they close at 5, and you can't bring your car in there to load up and leave till about 6:30. So that was a very long time. So me and my vendor friend, we were pushing stuff to the car. We darn near should have just waited after all that. Preloading stuff to the car in our wagons, and that wore me out to no tomorrow. I did that on on Saturday, and had a little anxiety attack, y'all. I don't know. Um, but I had a really bad anxiety attack, and it's like, whoa. And so Sunday was a lot better because we parked a little closer, but it was still all bad. The parking was just, well, it was just far to park. I'm not used to having to park that far and having to carry all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was just a bit much. We've been to a lot of events, and the parking was a lot better at all the other events we went. So that was definitely a challenge. Definitely required a couple Motrins after Saturday and Sunday. Those were definitely needed. So, um, anyways, I collected about 425 in cash and about 252 in Venmo, and not very many people use Cash App. About $100 worth, and then about 325 on my Square. I'm still not good with that Apple Pay. My nephew was trying to explain the Apple Pay. He said it's just like Venmo, but I don't really know where the money goes. So I have to get used to that Apple Pay, because I can't be losing out on sales. And I lost out on like 2 sales because I'm not comfortable to where the Apple Pay goes. So I need to research that a little bit more, because a person can't be losing out on sales. Um, I know I had one sale in my video. I told the gentleman that, I charge an extra dollar to use the Square. Now I give you the option to use Venmo or Cash App, and if you don't have those platforms of payment and you don't have cash, then you have to use your debit card, which is the Square. You have to pay an extra dollar because, hey, I don't get all my money back like that. So I have to charge a fee. There's many liquor stores and grocery stores that I go to that they charge, and now I understand why. I used to complain, but until you become a business owner, now you understand why. There's a rhyme and a reason for that. There's a fee for that at the end of the day. When you get your money, if I'm charging somebody $14, Square might only pay me I don't know, 14.25 or something like that. I don't know. Some of the percentage they take off. So I need to try to get my money back out. It is what it is. That's life, right? So they can roll with cash. And then the next thing I've learned is I'm not going to be taking no more $100 bills or 50s. People need to have change because I took $100 bill over the weekend, and I noticed after I counted my money that there were like two hole punches, like somebody had punched a hole in the dollar. I forgot to tell you that. That somebody had punched two holes in the darn $100 bill. So I think I'm not going to be taking hundreds no more. And, or go buy a reader, a money reader. Um, but at the end of the day, when people know they come into a fair, they need to have change. They shouldn't assume that these vendors have change to break these $100 bills. Because, yeah, I think I'm going to have to be very careful with the money, with cash these days, because I don't have no marker. I'm not even going to lie. I don't have nothing. So that definitely did a wake-up call that we might need to invest in some markers, love.
I don't take hundreds.
See, she don't take hundreds, and my butt take hundreds. I've taken a couple hundreds over these last couple months, so I'm gonna have to definitely think about that.
The most I'll take is a 50.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to change up my form of payment because I did not notice that at all. And you're just moving and grooving so fast trying to get the product, and
so
you got a line.
You lost 100.
Well, I don't know if I lost it yet. I won't go, and I'll take it to the bank and find out this week. I hope not. My husband said I can send it to Washington. We're gonna see. I'm gonna take it to my main bank, and hey, and blame it on the bank that gave it to me. But if they swipe it and see that it's not a fake 100, it should be good.
It's not about it being fake, it's about it being damaged.
Well, we're going to see, darn it, because at the end of the day, I'm going to put it in my business account. I got it from a business transaction. So we're going to see, y'all. I'm going to stay tuned because I'm going to let y'all know. But at the end of the day, that definitely was a lesson learned. Don't be out in these streets taking these big bills. The summer's coming up, and you just never know if counterfeit money's going around. And I did not notice that the 100 bill was darn near tampered with until I got home and counted the money. I think what's today, Wednesday? I think I counted it Monday night. We were tired. I turned that cargo in on Monday on my lunch break. I was out like a light by 8 o'clock Monday night. So I think I counted the money Monday. Yeah, that's why I'm late with this video, y'all. Still trying to play catch up from my sleep. But yeah, it was not as good as I expected it, y'all. But we had a blast, and I don't think we'll be doing that event again. But God is good. I mean, that same week, we've been having emails left and right for upcoming events. So we got to pay money on Friday for an event that's coming up on the 5th of April, and so we have events coming up that we can actually try to sell the baskets there, especially her. She can sell some of her baskets. Mine, not so much of the kitty baskets, but I'll start making Mother's Day baskets coming up too. But I have to get through Easter first. But yeah, we're going to just pull up in the parking lot like I did for the Valentine's Day parking lot, y'all, and do some Easter parking lot shopping. Selling like there's no tomorrow. Because if everybody else out there do it, we're going to jump on the bandwagon. So we're going to just join the bandwagon of selling for the next 3 weeks in all these different parking lots everywhere. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do, y'all. So other than that, y'all, I'm going to call it a night. It's getting late. Like I said, it was a bust. I'm not going to plan to do that event no more. But it was an experience. And I met a lot of people, nice people. I gained 100 subscribers on that Sunday, so that was exciting. But yeah, as for me being a vendor there, I wouldn't be a vendor at that event. And if I thought it was so much potential, I was so excited on Friday. They even advertised it on TV or local news station. I was like, wow, they're advertising it on TV. That made me more pumped on Friday, baby. Yeah, it wasn't as good as I expected it to be. I know that much. It was definitely a bust. So, on that note, I'm glad it's over, and we're gonna prepare for our next coming up events we got coming up. I think April 5th we have an event, and I have to break out the calendar for the rest of the upcoming events. I signed up for Juneteenth event today. So yeah, more to come, y'all. More to come. So on that note, God bless you guys, and thank you so much for watching. And I want you to have a wonderful night. And thank you again. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. Peace out, my loved ones.
How long was that video? Like 20 minutes?